From the low release, that is Testament with Hail Mary. And opening up the show tonight, we heard Pantera from the Far Beyond Driven release with I'm Broken. And this is Neely with you here on your Classic Metal Show. And I want to welcome to the mic friend, partner, and co-host, a guy who can't be broken, my friend Chris Akin. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, man? I have barely any voice, but I'm going to tough it out tonight.
Well, you sound like you're in fine form the first 3 seconds of the show.
All right, and good night, folks.
That's all you got to muster up tonight. You don't want to blow it out all in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah. All right, now that we did some talking, let's go back to songs.
Right. Exactly.
My voice is a little shaky, but I should be okay.
All right. Well, just keep chugging that honey water and cayenne pepper.
Well, I don't have any cayenne pepper. I'm drinking alkaline water, actually.
Did you say alcohol water?
No alcohol. I'm officially not drinking, and probably until like November, December. I'm not going to have another drink.
Really? Wow, look at you.
I've taken, since I have all this cancer bullshit going on, I kind of figure I need to be sober, in case anything comes up, so that I can actually like be responsible.
Wow. This coming from, wait a minute. Do I have Chris Akin on the line here? Hello, is this thing on? Exactly. Exactly. So, anyway, we skipped a show last week because of circumstances beyond any of our control. And if I had a cavalcade of, worthy co-hosts to jump on the mic with me, I would have done a show. But you know what? Last minute shit, it's just not fun doing it by myself.
No, it's not fun to say, hey, that was Testament. And you know what? Testament was great when I saw him 3 years ago. Yeah. And here's Y&T, another great band. That never is very fun, is it?
No, not really. But you know what? If people would step up and co-host or answer the call of duty, we could do that. But unfortunately, I don't live in an area that I've resided in and gain lifelong acquaintances and friends. So I have to do without.
You should have called Kim from Chicago.
You know what the answer is? Oh, I got something going. Oh, I'm out of town I got the party to go to. Oh, somebody's getting married.
I know. Isn't it funny how everybody's like, yeah, I'll do it until you start asking.
Yeah, and I'm not bashing on Kim because she is a good co-host, but boy, I tell you what, she does have a busy social life. I mean, I'll get a hold of her 3 weeks in advance and she's got something going on, so.
Single girl, got to get laid somehow.
I guess that's how it works. But I would have liked to have her come down and do the show, but I didn't even bother because I didn't want to hear. Well, my friend's cousin's brother is getting married, and
yeah, and it's not like I gave you a lot of lead time either. What did I call you at like 9 o'clock that morning? Or
yeah,
text you?
It was about 10 o'clock. Yeah,
it was like 10 o'clock. I was like, fuck this. Yeah. My brain ain't in it. I'm out.
Right. Well, you've had a kind of a bumpy road here over the last couple of weeks, and you've made it kind of made your social media, your Facebook, your update way of updating people, because I'm sure that the phone calls and the text and the I'm thinking about you, buddy. I'm thinking about you.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that, and I will say, while I appreciate it immensely, please stop. I will update everybody. I promise I'm not going to go into hiding. That's not what I do. Although I did last week, and I'll admit that too. We don't have to pretend that the reason that we didn't do a show last week wasn't me just not being in a mental place to do it. I just wasn't in a mental place to do it.
Yeah.
I was in a fucked up place thinking about my kid being sick and potentially dying. So I was not in the mood to tell dick jokes.
Right.
That's just the reality of it. This is like some real shit I'm going through, and it's not gonna end shortly. It's gonna, as of yesterday, it's 4 months of chemo, a week for good behavior, and then or 4 months rather of chemo, not 4 weeks. 4 months of chemo, a week off for good behavior, and then 3 weeks of radiation. and then we see where we're at, and maybe we start over. Who knows? So not going to be short term. I'm probably not going to be super pleasant a lot, but you know what? We drive forward, dude. That, you know, you can't shut your life down, and you can't live negative and drowning in it. And that's why, you know, I'm gonna do what I do. You know, I'm gonna do the show. I'm gonna get my head around it. My head, I think, is a lot better. I mean, you talked to me last week. I think my head's a lot better now than it was last week.
Right. And there was also some other, peripheral noise. Also,
there's all kinds of that going on. There was the breakup with the girl. There was the getting sued at the pinball place. There was, my niece is not exactly really healthy and maybe jumping off the planet soon. You know, there's all kinds of good shit going on in my world. But whatever. You know what? Me pouting about it ain't going to make any of it go away. So, I'm going to do what I do, which is I'll talk about it. Since my life is basically a tale of woe, this gives me another opportunity to start another book, which I have. You know, I started writing. I've written two and a half full chapters on cancer now. So onward I go. You know, that's just the nature of my beast, is that I'll bring it to the show. I'll talk about it a little bit. You know, I'm within the guidelines of what my son wants me to talk about, which, you know, I will leave that up to him, you know, how much he wants me to say or not say. But yeah, it is going on. It's going to be a while. And yeah, you know, that being said, I can't just shut down for 6 months. Got to keep working, got to keep going, got to keep doing what I do.
Well, I agree with that, and I applaud your strength and effort to forge forward and just keep up the fight and not allow it to disrupt your entire being or your normal course of business, as it were. But taking care of business as well as getting through this, and I know you're gonna both you and your son will come through this with no issues. I'm 100% confident of that.
Well, you and everybody else, I think as the dad looking in, it's pretty tough to say, yeah, it's fucking cancer, but everything's going to be great. You know, that's a tough pill to swallow, and it's one I have not been able to swallow real well yet. But everything, the kind of cancer that he has, which is Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 2, is highly treatable, anywhere from 95 to 98% success rate. So I'll say a prayer that for once in my life, I'm not the 2% failure rate.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely.